So, look like a lunatic. Well, more like more like a lunatic than usual. Hey everyone. So, I am back for another beach clean treasure hunt and decided to head on over a couple towns over today because I haven't been doing as much exploring as I normally like with beach cleaning because it's been difficult, what with a lot of the beaches shut down during the pandemic and all the different rules and guidelines that they've had opening beaches back up slowly. But I wanted to check out some spots where I've beach cleaned before and I just haven't been to in a while. So we're gonna head a few towns over. Again, I've been to these spots in the past, but not recently. And that can always be tricky. You know, one of the things I love about living on an island, which I do, is the fact that there are so many diverse types of beaches. If you go to the North Shore, you get these cool rocky beaches with cliffs, and that's where we're going. Whereas if you go to the South Shore, you get sandy or smoother beaches, which are, you know, obviously quite beautiful in their own right, but a little bit different. So yeah, I usually explore the rocky beaches anyways because this is where I live on the North Shore. So we're gonna look at another set of rocky cliff beaches today, check those out, see what treasures we can find. So it should be fun. Again, this is always weather pending and parking pending. That's one of the other real tricks with beach cleaning, is the fact that, I mean, forget about the weather, that you can sort of work around because you can just predict ahead of time, but you don't know with some of these parks what the parking capacity is going to be like. And sometimes they fill up very quickly. Sometimes it turns out they don't even really have public parking. You need a town sticker or something like that. So I Googled some of these spots beforehand and they were very indecisive about, are they county parks? Are they town parks? Who are they run by? And again, that stipulates what the parking situation is like, because the last thing you want to do is get a $70 ticket for parking at a beach to go clean it. And again, a lot of these parks, whether they are town or county run, they're very limited in their parking. Some of them only have 2 or 3 parking spaces, which to me seems pretty crazy, but it's just the space they have to work with, you know. So I don't know. We're gonna check it out anyways, see what we can find in terms of maybe do some street side parking. You know, you just never know what the vibe's gonna be like in some of these more private residential spots. But anyways, we're almost at some of these new scouting locations, so let's see if we can park and see what we can find. All right, well, as with many things in life, there is good news and bad news, and I'll start with the bad news because why would you start with the good news and move to bad news? The bad news is that all the sort of cool cliffside beach parking that I found was utterly off limits, and it was particularly disappointing because, as I said earlier as well, I haven't been to many of these spots in maybe 2 or 3 years or so, and it really looks as if they've sectioned these off in the past few years. I remember being able to sort of find little spots where you could park where there weren't no parking signs, but now up and down the road there's no standing signs, no parking signs, tow away zone signs, and the solution to that is pretty easy, which is to just go up the street, park somewhere else, and walk down. However, even in sort of exploring that a little bit, I saw a lot of other side streets that had no parking signs. Now, if I had more time today, I would just go for it and try to find a nice spot to hunker down at, but I'm really not in the mood to deal with the potentiality of my car getting towed nor paying parking fines because I have stuff to do later on. So instead, the good news is I did know of one county park in the area that usually does have parking during the week, as long as the weather's not too nice, and it's overcast right now, which is perfect for beach cleaning actually. So this should work really well, and it will take us down to the cliffs. Ironically, again, I could continue to walk if I really wanted to, down to these other areas that are closed off for parking, but again, I'm limited on time today. But this should still give us some great cliff views, some great trash treasures to collect. Beach trash treasures, though I am disappointed that I can't get down to those other areas, which ironically I understand why they are so secure in keeping those areas off to the public or just people in general, because I mean, I may or may not have, as a younger man, gone there drinking myself. I would never do that, of course, but I could imagine myself having done that. And obviously, I actually wouldn't have left trash, but a lot of other people are less considerate, right? So I understand the problems, and having talked to people who live along the beach as I've cleaned in this area, they do have many problems with teenagers and partiers coming and trashing the place. So yeah, it's understandable, but it is disappointing. I do really wish I could get like a beach cleaner's pass or something. I don't know. Not that that's a thing, but anyways, we're gonna pop on down to the water, and there should be plenty of trash here and beautiful views. So let's take a walk and enjoy the trash. So, look like a lunatic. Well, more like a lunatic than usual. But yeah, it's so nice out, and the wind is pretty mellow right now. So I figure, why not look at some of our goodies out here along the lovely cliffs, right? Sorry, scene change. I had to turn my hat around to keep the sun out of my eyes off my face because it is coming out. But anyways, so yeah, lots of stuff runs down from the cliffs, but this is the type of spot, like I was talking about earlier, where I think the reason why so many of these areas are difficult to get to is because of all the trash and waste that partiers leave behind. And I talk a lot about how most ocean plastic waste probably does come as runoff from places like cliffs and storm drains and streams and all that other stuff, because that's a constant supply, right? That makes sense, as opposed to, well, people are only at the beach part of the year at certain hours, right? But we are at that stage of the year now where, yeah, there's plenty of people at the beach and there's plenty of people leaving trash. And it's really interesting how you see that reflected in the trash you find. You know, in the winter, like I said, when there aren't people at the beach, yeah, you'll see much more of non-beach type stuff like batteries and light bulbs and all sorts of other stuff that clearly didn't come from people leaving it at the beach. Whereas now, a lot of this trash I'm finding, it's pretty fresh, and it's, yeah, it's stuff left behind by people. So none of it is too strange today, but it is, of course, is always disappointing to find. So I just wanted to show you some of the key finds. And again, this is the type of stuff that, of course, people leave at the beach. So today to eat, we have Nature Valley crunchy oats and honey. Very good. Had a few other food-like things, such as that, such as gelatoni, whatever that is. I feel like these are reverse advertisements. Hopefully my video doesn't get taken down. I should probably stop saying these company names. But people should probably stop leaving their products at the beach, I suppose. So I'm going to put the onus on them. Anyways, a lot of water bottles, fresh water bottles. So I'm going to wash my hands and sanitize after handling these. But lots of these, and the good thing about collecting these is you can clean them out and recycle them. And similarly for our select beverages today, we of course have classic Bud. Always a fan favorite. If you like something a little more classy, perhaps, we have Coors, the banquet beer. We also have a Modelo, which I think is a pretty good summer beer. This is becoming a weird beach trash beer review channel very quickly. But Modelo is pretty good. Whatever, if it's hot out, I suppose. And our favorite, good old Foster's, Australian for beach trash, apparently now. I don't know why I keep finding Foster's at the beach. I don't know who's drinking all this Foster's, but yeah, some of these are crushed, and I don't know what you can really do with this in terms of beach cleaning, but in terms of recycling rather. But these others, if they're not too dirty and you can clean them out, you can recycle them. So there's a lot of value to coming out during the summer when there's a lot of more traffic of people at the beach, and you always get a fresh supply that needs cleaning up and can be recycled. So yeah, just some interesting treasures today in terms of, yes, they are very distinctly left by people coming to the beach as opposed to runoff type stuff that I usually find more so year round. And it's still here, but this stuff stands out more because, again, it's not always here, and it's super fresh, and it's much more common now. So yeah, that's all I wanted to go over today. I mean, you see the lovely cliffs that we have. They stretch all the way down that way, but again, like I said, I'm kind of got some stuff to do today, so I'm not going to explore that far yet, but we will have other more insane videos coming up where I do farther explorations. And again, it's fun to clean along the cliffs because you never know what might run down. You might have seen I picked up the cliffs, along the cliffs a little bit in this video. So yeah, lots more to come. So please like, share, and subscribe, all that good stuff. You'll get updates on some of the new crazier videos. I have some kayak expeditions I want to do and that type of stuff. So hopefully a lot more content to come. So thanks as always for joining me on our latest beach clean adventure. And, you know, keep cleaning, and hope to see you on the beach soon.